So in our example with Johnny and Amber here, I'm not going to bore you with a lot of the details and what I put into the system. I will tell you this though, that I put in that they each have $1 million or both of them together have $1 million. They're married. Beautiful love story, by the way. Johnny and Amber actually, they got divorced. They had some litigation against one another, but then they got back together. I mean, they handled the divorce with such grace and everything, and they just couldn't live without each other. So they got back together and now they want to retire 2 years from now with their $1 million. They had a lot more money than that at one point in time, but now they have $1 million. So they ask you the question, hey, with $1 million, how much can we take our first year in retirement when we're both age 65? Now, technically, Amber's younger than Johnny, but this is just an example here. So how much can Amber and Johnny take from their $1 million portfolio that's currently 85% stocks, 15% bonds? If I illustrated 50-50, the end result, the end point to my conversation, it's going to be the same here. But anyway, how much money can they take out for the rest of their lives? And this number, which is the blue box here, the status quo, their current scenario, that number is actually after taxes and inflation adjusted, based off inflation projections, assumptions. A lot of this is assumptions. That's how Monte Carlo analysis works, where there are 5,000 different simulations that take place. There are 5,000 different calculations that take place behind the scenes here. Very sophisticated software, very cool software. But like ING back in the day, what is your number? The software helps them answer what is your number. And their number, base case scenario, is the blue box. They can take out $41,000, 493 per year for the rest of their lives, assuming that I actually have Amber living until age 94 in this scenario, which is like one standard deviation away from life expectancy. The life expectancy of a 65-year-old couple, one of them is going to live until age 92. That's a quick life expectancy number on a couple age 65. Now, we not only answer, well, this is what you can take out when you retire at age 65. We also have the green box over here that I haven't done anything with, and this is where I typically stair step. Social Security maximization. We've maximized your Social Security instead of both of you filing at age 63 here. We're not going to go into that. Another stair step is long-term care strategies. Another stair step is add protected income, add an annuity to your portfolio. And that is the one and only stair step that I want to show in this video. Otherwise, this video can go on for an hour very easily. So I'm going to do that. Now, as I tell the clients that I do these meetings with, Zoom calls, meetings, my personal clients, I tell them now, before I click over that we are going to put a certain amount of their portfolio, their $1 million into an annuity, you're going to see that green bar react. That green bar is either going to go up, meaning that it is worthwhile to take a chunk out of that 85-15 portfolio and put it in an annuity, or that green bar is going to go down, which means you would have been better off keeping all of your money in that 85% stock, 15% bond portfolio here. The numbers here take the theory away from, well, it gets rid of the theoretical and it actually applies numbers to it. But let's first of all talk about theoretical stuff. Let's talk about how it is that annuities, that when I click this button to add, say, $400,000, just an example to show you the impact, $400,000 to the annuity, I'm going to show you the theory of why it is that the numbers reflect that that box is going to increase. Our green box, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, the green box is going to get bigger than our blue box by adding $400,000 into an annuity with a guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit. So let's talk a little bit about theory here. This is a simplified example. I'm going to say that we have a person, and that person is, well, the same age as you, Johnny and Amber. That person is 63 years of age, wants to retire, say, 2 years from now. And let's say, well, heck, let's take your example. Let's say that they have $1 million in a, doesn't matter, 50-50 portfolio, 60-40 portfolio. Even 85-15 portfolio doesn't really matter because, again, my point is going to hold true in either case. So 2 years from now, that person in that stock and bond portfolio wants to retire. What is a not too conservative, not too aggressive rate of return that we can hope for? Not too aggressive, but yet not too conservative over the next 2-year period of time. We hope and pray that our money does what? We hope and pray that our money grows. Nobody hopes and prays that they lose money. We hope and pray that their money grows, let's say 5%. Seminars across the country, usually folks say, I'd be happy with 5, 6, 7. Doesn't matter if you choose 5 or 20% in my example. My point is going to hold true if you do the math. So let's say it grows to $1.1 million. That's 5% per year over 2 years. Not including compounding. Well, at that point in time, when Amber and Johnny, or my hypothetical client here, Amber and Johnny, my hypothetical client, when he wants to retire at age 65, what's the old rule of thumb, the old withdrawal rule of thumb? It's 4%, right? What does that mean? It means that when you multiply 4% times the retirement balance at that point, or the balance in the portfolio at retirement, that'll tell you roughly, very roughly, how much money you can take out in that year, and then thereafter adjust it for inflation. That's the old 4% rule of thumb. Technically, it's around 2.8% is the new rule of thumb, but I'm going to be generous here and say that we stick to the 4% rule of thumb that was created 30 years ago, back in 1994, a gentleman named William Bingen. That's kind of gone the way of the dinosaur, though. Well, what does all that mean? It means hoping and praying that your $1 million grows to 1.1 million, hoping and praying that the 4% rule is in fact not going to spin down the portfolio before one of the couple passes away, right? The last of the couple passes away, hoping you do not run out of money. That's a lot of hoping and praying. Forget all this. What if I told you that this was the scenario? The scenario is, again, our 63-year-old still, 63 years of age, retiring 2 years from now at age 65. What if I told you this was a scenario? So the same $1 million, and I'm not proposing putting all $1 million of the assets into an annuity. I'm just going to keep the math the same here. But what I will propose is putting a chunk of your $1 million into the annuity. But by demonstrating the $1 million, the impact on that, you will see why when we add this factor, this ingredient into your retirement potion, why this green box is going to increase. Because of this impact that I am theoretically discussing right now. That $1 million, what will that $1 million do between now and 2 years from now? Well, first of all, immediately that $1 million turns into $1.2 million from a benefit base standpoint, from an income base standpoint. Think cash value life insurance. You have your money, the cash value, then you have an insurance amount, right? The death benefit. This is the inverse of life insurance. You have your cash value amount that is not increasing by 20%, but you have the longevity insurance amount that immediately, that benefit base immediately increases by 20%. 2 years from now, what does that $1.2 million grow to? It grows to $1.4 million. My mouse is not behaving. $1.4 million. At that point in time, what does the insurance company say that you can take out from a percentage standpoint of that $1.4 million and be guaranteed that payment amount for the rest of your life? No ifs, ands, or buts. That percentage is not 4%. In this example, it's actually 4.3%. Now, this is on a single person. This is simplified. It's not on a joint person, but you see the impact when it's said and done here. Okay, so 4.3% times $1.4 million, of which that is guaranteed, What is the end result of all this? It's over, I forget the number. It's over $60,000 per year. Without getting out my calculator, I'll tell you it's over $60,000 per year. Not $40,000, not $44,000, not $20,000, which is what would happen if the market crashed. $60,000 and some change is absolutely guaranteed. This is why, friends, this is why how this 41,000 versus, well, the status quo 41,000. This is why when we add, just as an example, $400,000 into the annuity, move it from your existing portfolio, that $400,000 into the annuity. This is why you see an increase of around 14% in income that you can take out hypothetically for the rest of your life. That sliver, however, that 400,000, that sliver of income that is generated by that $400,000, the fact that that sliver guarantees you whatever the dollar amount is, which we have down below here, whatever that dollar amount is, the fact that it's guaranteed, and it's guaranteed at a very high level, is why when you add that ingredient, that annuity ingredient, into your potion, why you see that our green box is now becoming larger than the blue box. And we haven't even gotten into Social Security maximization, which will take you beyond your income goal. You'll hit your goal. We haven't gotten into long-term care strategies. We haven't gotten into portfolio reallocation. Is the 85-15 with whatever's left over, is that optimal for you? Or is there a way we can get you more income? We haven't gotten into cash value life insurance, Roth IRA conversions to show you the after-tax impact of all of this.